Hey everybody, trigger warning. This is going to be maybe an interesting little rant down the mind of mental health. And I think this is probably maybe one of my most important videos I'm going to do, but I'm doing this for a very specific reason. So I'm going to take the time, yes baby, I just fed you. I fed the cats already, she's crying. I'm going to take the time to talk to you, to talk to myself, and wash the dishes. Because here I am, I'm actually sitting on a high chair, a bar stool, because I don't have the strength, I don't have the motivation, and I don't have the desire to even do something as simple as my own dishes. So this is where I'm going to start washing the dishes. And I'm going to talk with you. I'm debating whether to post this or not, because part of me does want to do a mental health series. I really do. In fact, I wanted to join a friend of mine who does Monday nights, but it turns out Monday nights I do a gaming night, and my gaming night I never thought would be part of my mental health as well, because never in my life have I played video games, and now I play video games. But I don't even know where to begin. I mean, for me, washing dishes is a physical problem. My hands tremble, my hands shake, I drop dishes. It's hard for me to focus, it's hard for me to scrub, it's hard for me to do the things that I would normally do. Now, I remember I used to make fun of my ex because, well, this was an old ex, not my last ex, because he suffered from bipolar depression. And for him, just the simple act of going to the post office, just the simple act of going to the grocery store was such a big burden. In fact, he's not the only one. I mean, my current partner right now, for him, going to the grocery store is such a big task. And it makes me wonder, like, what the hell is wrong with you? I mean, you're going to a grocery store, who cares? You go in, you go out, you get the stuff you need, no big deal. You don't have to deal with people, because it's always about, I don't want to deal with people. I'm not a people person. Well, me personally, I am a people person, so I guess I could see the aggravation where you just don't want to be around people. You don't want to be... I'm sorry, my cat is crying. You know what it is? They know I'm not feeling well. I had to go to the doctor. I got really bad bronchitis, which actually I'm grateful I'm not coughing, because they gave me the Z-Pack, they gave me an inhaler, they gave me prednisone, which basically what it's doing is it's clearing up my my lungs, because all I do is keep breathing. But I said to myself, let me sit here, because normally I put the radio on blasting, and I know I can't have the music blasting right now, because if I'm talking to you, it's going to come up as a copyright strike. And we don't want any copyright strikes. Baby, what's the matter? See, I guess she knows that they ate, they have food, she just wants attention. Is that what it is, baby? Yes, mommy's washing dishes. You know what it is? I think it's the water, because she does the same thing. When I go into the bathroom and take a shower, she has to sit on the toilet screaming at me because of the water. So I think it has something to do with the water. Anyway, it's very hard for me to do dishes. So that's why I said I'm going to sit here, I'm going to wash them one at a time, and you can laugh at me if you feel like I'm not washing them properly. I don't care. They've been soaking in soap overnight, and now I'm actually taking it and cleaning the stuff. And I got my Dawn. In fact, I think Dawn is the only... I used to... This sounds stupid. I used to only get the cheap dollar store stuff until I realized that Dawn is the best dish detergent that you gotta use. So I will pay the extra $1 just for Dawn. I gotta get my life back on track. You know something? Things are happening so well, and I say to myself, with things going so well, why am I sabotaging it? Why am I seriously sabotaging? I am in a relationship right now that I am thrilled about. And yet, because of my insecurities, because of my past trauma, because of my fears, I feel like I'm destroying it. Like, would you believe I actually had a conversation last night about my fear of him leaving me? And it was like, where the fuck did that come from? That's not even on the table. But yet that's what I feel like. I feel like because of my issues, because of my pain, because of my failures, and that's what it is. He says, you're not a failure. In fact, it was so cute. He gave me a meme which talks about success. But I don't see myself as success. All I see myself... I'm sorry, I'm going to cry. I don't want to start crying. All I see myself is how I keep failing in everything I do. And this isn't a plea. This isn't a woe is me thing. This is me trying to take care of my mental health. Because for the first time, seriously in my life, I am slammed with problems that I just cannot handle. And I think that's the problem. I always wore a mask. And I think that's the difference. Now that I'm not working, I no longer have to wear a mask anymore. Because that's what the workforce teaches you. The workforce teaches you to be a fake person. That no matter what you feel inside, the customer is always right. No matter what is going on in your head, you have to smile and try to promote the product for your company. No matter what is happening. It doesn't matter if you're sick, it doesn't matter if you're sad, it doesn't matter if you're happy. You always have to put on that mask, and it's all about selling the product. So then, I had a nervous breakdown. And I will admit, I had a nervous breakdown. My life changed completely upside down. And after my nervous breakdown, I decided, guess what? I am going to go into business for myself. And the truth is, I'm failing my business. I'm seriously failing my business. I'm failing my trusted customers. I'm failing myself. All because I can't handle the changes that are happening with me. I can't handle my medical issues. I can't handle constantly being sick. I can't handle even something as simple as wrapping up a package. I used to make fun of my ex for not being able to go to the grocery store. Now I make fun of myself that I do not have the strength in my hands because of my trembles to simply wrap up a package. Oh God, I'm crying. I said I wasn't going to cry. Okay, no, if I focus, I'm not going to cry. I just got to take a deep breath and pass through it. And I mean, maybe that's another thing. Some people say that's what you need is a good cry. But the truth is, how many times am I crying? I'm crying all the time. I'm crying on the road, which is so not healthy. I have to be careful. I can't go into my crying fits in the middle of the road. In fact, I was on the phone with another reseller when my tire blew the other day. Of all things, in the middle of the road, my tire blows. I'm in pitch black because there's no, it was nighttime in Texas. There's no street lamps. I'm on the major highway. People are just passing me, beeping me, or whatever. It's like nobody gives a damn. Nobody stopped. And I did not have the strength to just twist the thing off just to get my spare. I had a spare tire. I had the spare, I had the tire iron, I had all that. I could not twist the knob just to get my spare out. So I did have to call roadside assistance, which I'm grateful for. They changed my tire, they fixed my tire, I got a new tire. I was on the road ready to go. I don't know. I'm sick and tired of crying. And I look around and I say to myself, you know what I'm going to do, Melanie? I'm going to do it. And I even say it to you guys. I say, okay, guys, I'm going to have a sale this day. I'm going to work this day. I'm going to wrap up this day. And you know something? Every day comes, and every day, once again, I'm failing. And I think to myself, okay, what do I have to do to succeed? I have to start prioritizing. I mean, I had this discussion with my boyfriend because he actually said to me, is me being with him hindering my life? And it's not that it's hindering my life, it's just I cannot prioritize things anymore because all I want to do is be with him because he makes me happy. But at the same time, I don't know what to do anymore with my life. He says to me, he says, define me. In fact, he gave me the nickname Mel Mel. That's where Adventures of Mel Mel comes from. He says, you're Mel Mel. Who is, and I say to myself, who the hell is Mel Mel? Because every single partner I've ever been with, I emulated them in some way. And he's one of the first people that basically said to me, be who you are. Do whatever you want to do. And here I have this special freedom to do whatever the hell I want to do. And all I could think of myself is, I don't want that. I don't want the decisions. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want any of that. And what does that mean? That means I haven't grown. I haven't learned the lesson. Because all I want to do is trap myself in an unhealthy relationship time and time again, where I need to be my own boss. I need to be my own person. I need to be whatever Mel Mel is, or whatever Melanie is. And that's just it. And I'm not trying to talk third person. I'm really not. There was actually one time in my life all I did was talk third person. So the fact is, I am trying to reunite all the facets of myself. That yes, I can be a businesswoman. Yes, I can be a friend. I can be a teacher. I can be an influencer. I can be a daughter. I can be a lover. I mean, I shouldn't say that I'm all these different people when the truth is it's all me. There's so many facets to my life, and it all boils down to it's me. It's who I am. And then I stop and think, well, who the hell am I? Before, like, if you talked to me a year ago and asked, what are my interests? What are my hobbies? I mean, aside from reselling, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I would not be able to tell you what I enjoyed doing. Because, honestly, I didn't know. Like, how could a person truly go through life not knowing what they like? And it's a constant battle. It really is. And I know I'm rambling, guys. I know. It's already been 12 minutes. I'm 50% done with the dishes. I mean, I don't know if you want to stick with me through this entire time. But the focus on this is mental health. I will be honest. I've been going for therapy. And I don't believe therapy helps. I mean, honestly, I'm almost curious, how is therapy supposed to help me? I do all the talking. I non-stop talk. In fact, I said to my therapist, I said, I'm probably your easiest patient because you don't have to ask me anything. I just sit here and I non-stop talk for the next hour or so. The only thing that she doesn't like so far, and I guess this is a breakthrough, is that I equate everything in my life as some sort of rewards/punishment. And the problem is, I am my own worst enemy in regards to punishing myself. I don't believe in others' praises. I don't think highly of myself at all. I think I have very low self-esteem. As wild and outspoken and talkative and confident that I may seem, the truth is I'm not. I think I surprised you all when I once said, I have stage fright. How the hell is me, the performer, who like comes out, it used to be twice a day. How is it me who comes out on this thing, I sing, I do stupid videos, I talk about some of the most intimate things. Even this, I mean, this is exposing some pretty intimate stuff. How is it that I can confidently do this, and yet I tell you, as if I'm a liar, I have stage fright? I've come a long way. I mean, I even had to go to acting school not acting school, but I took an acting class a couple of times. I took one in high school, and then I took one in college. And then in college, I also took an opera class. And part of my requirements for that class is I had to perform an aria and perform at a performance. So I can tell you that if there's anything that will seriously get to you is when you face your fears, which is kind of interesting because Dune just came out, and the Bene Gesserit mantra has always been a mantra. I must not fear, fear is the mind killer, fear is the little death that brings total obliteration, and it keeps going on and on. But basically it talks about facing your fears. Let it flow through you, let it flow then, and in the end only I will remain. And I've said that to myself for years. I must not fear. Because fear is truly the thing that stops you. And it stops everything in life. But the question is, if it stops everything in life, why is it that I hold so dearly to the things that I'm afraid of? Why do I stop myself from living simply because I'm fearing for living? I gotta remind myself, I must not fear. Now, in cases like this, people will turn to different things. People will turn to the Lord for salvation. People will turn to a loved one. People will turn to an addiction. And I mean, that alone, I know I have addictions. I have a food addiction. I possibly have a gambling addiction. I have a self-loathing addiction. I have a pain addiction. Maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. But my belief is, when I say pain, it's more of the line of self-torture. That I believe I deserve negativity in my life instead of positivity, which is actually kind of strange, because most of the time, all I'm talking about is how positive I am. I mean, the reason I call myself light, because I used to be the light of the party. But I often say to myself, what happens if that light starts diminishing? What happens when that light burns out? And I think that's what's happening in my life. Now, I gave the trigger warning earlier. I am going to talk about something, because the very, very first question, and it annoys the shit out of me, is they were like, do you want to kill yourself? Do you want to kill yourself? You know something, no offense, if I wanted to kill myself, I would have been dead already. Everybody at some point thinks of killing themselves. So no, I can't say, yes, I want to kill myself. Alright, of course I've thought about it. Am I going to do it? Absolutely not. Because you know something? I crave life too much. Because I am that optimist. I am that person that believes things will always, always get better. But here's the thing, and that's a false sense of reality. Why is it that we always say things will get better, things will get better? It obviously has gotten better. So why isn't it good enough as far as by the end of the year? That's why I almost hate New Year's. Because New Year's, we're like, oh, next year is going to be a better year. Next year is going to be a better year. Why can't we treasure every day that this is a good time of our life? We can explore. We can learn anything. I have the advantage right now, because I'm not in a job, to do almost anything and everything I want to do. The catch is, I need to support myself. And the problem is, I am failing miserably supporting myself. I really am. I'm failing miserably. My business is garbage. My motivation is garbage. Everything I say and think that I'm going to do, I can't do it. And I have all these wonderful ideas. But the problem is I don't have the motivation to implement them. I mean, that's just it. I have this creativity streak in me, like between writing. I tried writing. I wrote 2 books already. Actually, I wrote more than 2 books, but I wrote books. And I realized I'm only writing for myself, because I should say I've sold 3 copies of my book. Alright, which thank you to the 3 people that bought a book. But I poured my heart and soul out into that one book. And I realized it's a book of nothing but depression. It's me embracing the pillows of madness. That's exactly what that book is. Who wants to read about depression? Who wants to even hear about depression? I mean, as I do this montage right now, which is seriously, it's not even a prepared, it's me giving you verbal vomit. I'm giving you verbal vomit as I wash the dishes, in hopes that maybe this will be a different form of therapy for me, instead of just listening to the music screaming at the top of my lungs. Because that's usually what I do. If I'm not listening to music, I'm crying. And I'll be honest, I'm sick and tired of crying. I'm tired of crying. I don't want to cry anymore. I don't want to feel pain anymore. I don't want to not succeed anymore. And I mean, that's what part of the problem is I'm not what I used to be. I'm really not. I can't do the things that I used to do anymore, so I have to find another means to succeed. I just don't know how to do it. And if I could just tap into my creativity. I started something new. Maybe that's what the problem is. I keep starting new things. I start new things. Because I started my second channel thinking, hey, I want to keep it separate from my business. Do a separate channel of like entertainment, videos, thoughts. And I was on a creative streak. But then I realized when I do my videos, I get maybe 7 views. So it's like I'm putting all this work and effort. So you know something? I'm going to put all of it back on my regular channel. Because my regular channel is already monetized. So at least I have a broader audience. I'll probably get more than just 7 views on videos. And I'll start exploring more with the shorts because I actually like doing the little 2-minute videos. I'm sorry, the 2-sentence videos. Because I get to do that creepy little girl voice. Somebody once told me I need to do voiceovers because I could do like all kinds of different voices. Which maybe I should start exploring that. Like maybe work with puppets. I can't be a ventriloquist, but like if I was dealing with like little puppets or dolls or something like that, to do little voiceovers and have like a different character for each one. I don't know. But I have all these creative thoughts. I just don't have the means to explore my creativity. And now that I'm starting to do it, I need to really, really focus on doing it. I really do. I'm sitting here, I'm still looking at all these dishes. I'm looking at how much I need to clean the house, because yes, I've got to clean the house. I've got so much to do. I'm actually going to be heading on the road for a little bit to run some errands. I got to pick up my medicine. I got to focus on my breathing because my breathing is really... I had a total of 4 asthma attacks this week. Now, could they be panic attacks? I don't know. But all I know is the air is so bad when I go outside. It's very, very thick. It's trouble breathing. It's very, very hard. So, I don't even know. And we're keeping a track. I mean, okay, as of the fires, I'm nowhere near the fires. However, my county is one of the counties where if the fire were to spread, it would spread to my county. We have the Air Force Base here, so I say, hey, we're going to be fine. With the Air Force Base here, they're not going to let it burn down. But it did rain yesterday for a little bit, so maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it put out the fire. I haven't pulled out the fire news of what's going on in Texas, so... There's always something going on. If it's not a fire, if it's not this or that, it's something. So, alright guys, I'm going to end it here because one of the things I really, really want to do is, I do want to post this. And if you've listened to me this long, congratulations. But this is an intimate view of me. It's not always all smiles, it's not always all happiness. It's... Even during those times, you need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on your health. You need to focus on your sanity. And I have to stop punishing myself. And I mean, me doing the dishes should be just a daily chore as if it's nothing. But me doing the dishes is something that is so detrimental. Like, I've got to sit here and talk to myself to do the dishes. And I've got to sit here trying to do the dishes, avoiding myself from shaking and dropping the dishes. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm sitting down. Because if I was standing, I would be a total crumbling mess. So I'm going to end it here. It's already been almost 25 minutes. But I hope everybody has a great day. As far as my schedule, tune in for Thursday because we are going to be talking about dreams. And very interesting things happening with dreams. If you haven't already done it, ask yourself in your dreams what time it is. Very important question to ask yourself in your dreams. So take care, everyone. I'm not going to do a show today. I should do a show, but I'm not going to do a show. And I need this time to get better for a little bit. Take care. Have a great day.